Well, it's time for our Christmas Cafe. We have another guest in the studio, another Manitoba musician, which is what this is all about. Quinton, Blair, welcome here.
It was great to see you again, Michelle.
Well, and we say Merry Christmas. Can you believe it's that time of the year?
I can't.
Comes so quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk traditions.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that have to happen for you to really feel like Christmas, or are there things?
You know what? I don't know. I'm not... I think my favorite Christmas, I think I hold on to memories. That's what happens. I don't need the tradition. I want the memory. And my favorite Christmas by far is when we were living just south of Mitchell, and my grandma came out. We had family come up from the States, and we had the horses on, taking all the kids on trail rides and stuff. And then the neighbor took us for a sleigh ride, and we're sitting around the bonfire and singing Christmas carols, and grandma came on the sleigh ride, and that was a really important thing. And now you look back years later when life's changed and you lose people, and you just go, man, I just want that burned into my memory for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So. Amazing how a time of the year can be special for so many of us in so many different ways. Yeah. Food. Favorite Christmas food?
Kutia.
Kutia?
I'm Ukrainian, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, far and away kutia. But, we celebrate that in January. But, I don't know, both of my grandmas growing up made great pierogies. And we don't even eat pierogies at Christmas time, but it's like my favorite. You asked me what my favorite food is. It's pierogies. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked by the question.
You heard food.
Yeah,
and then
food,
that's it.
Pierogies. What?
Pierogies.
Christmas? No.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Now, musically speaking, has Christmas played a large role in some of this stuff? Because you write, and you're a singer-songwriter.
Well, you know what? It's kind of a strange thing, because back about that year where we had this it's probably the week after we had this amazing Christmas gathering. I was playing a show, and I had this lady walk into the venue, and she just looked hurt. And I'm sort of still on this high of Christmas time. Like, that's a happy time of year for us. And I'm just like, if I said anything about that, I wouldn't be able to relate to her. And so I actually went home that night and I wrote a broken-hearted Christmas song, because there's a lot of people that hurt at Christmas time. So it's interesting that all of my writing around Christmas theme songs are about people who have to deal with heavier issues than just saying this is the greatest time to be with family and to celebrate all the things that we celebrate. So as far as a songwriter goes, I just take the opposite angle on it, even though for me Christmas is a happy time. Yeah.
And I think even more so it's highlighted because people all around you are so happy. And you're supposed to be happy at Christmas. And what makes us happy at Christmas is the family time. And like you said, if you're missing someone that would make it special, it's extra hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you going to sing for us today?
Well, this song, it's not so much a Christmas song, it's more of a winter song.
Okay.
When I put out my album Blues Man, I guess in 2013, I spent a lot of time that winter writing songs in a log cabin in Labroquerie, Manitoba. Actually, it was kind of a cool thing. So as a songwriter, I kind of work on my trade, and it's like a muscle. So you got to flex those muscles all the time. So I'm songwriting every week, and I'd go to this log cabin. And if you've ever been to a log cabin in the woods in the middle of winter, one thing that you should know is that it's minus 40 outside the log cabin. That means it's also minus 40 inside the log cabin. So you get there and you split the wood and you put it in the pot-bellied stove, and you wait for the cabin to warm up. And then it gets so darn hot, you got to open the door because you're just sweating buckets so quickly. So it's kind of learning this funny balance of a log cabin. But I was walking around the log cabin one day while I was waiting for it to warm up, because it was still too cold to pull up my guitar, and I was looking at all the cool things hanging on the wall and the memories that were there, and it was a hand-built log cabin, so you think about the people that have been there, and I'm like, I should write a song about a log cabin. But then it occurred to me that Gordon Lightfoot had written one, a song for a winter's night, and that song to me it spoke to me as a kid growing up on the Shield. You kind of picture this log cabin with smoke billowing. Maybe not billowing out of the chimney, but smoke gently rising, and you're like, this is such a cool place to be. I'm like, well, I should write about this cabin. But the thing for me was like the romance was lost for Song for a Winter's Night when I found out that Gord wrote that in the middle of a rainstorm from his hotel room in Cleveland, Ohio. And I thought, well, I'm going to write one about a log cabin actually from the log cabin. And I think years later, as we kind of go and we play this song, especially in the wintertime we play it, I think the only difference between like Gord's song and my song is, well, other than a couple million albums sold, maybe I'll get there one day. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
That's pretty much the only difference between our two songs.
There you go.
But it was a really great opportunity to get to go and write those songs in the log cabin. It was funny because when I put out the record, I thought I would actually never sing this song. Like when you put out a record of 10 songs,
Right.
15 songs, it's like there's 4 or 5 that you're going to play every night,
Yeah.
and there's 4 or 5 that you're never going to play again.
Sure.
And this was one of those songs that I thought we were never going to play again.
Huh.
But because the people who let us write in the log cabin would come and see us, I always wanted to play it for them. And they must have come to a bunch of shows right off the hop because suddenly it worked itself into the playlist. And people ask for it now, and I didn't even think. In fact,
Cool.
I was on Facebook the other day, and somebody shared the video for this song, and I was like, wow.
Well, look at that.
People are out there looking for me. That's great.
They're looking for you and
Yeah.
they're loving this song,
Yeah.
and we get to hear it right here on Christmas Cafe.
It's
Go
called
ahead.
Snowshoes and Caribou Rack.
Nice.
Shut the door. Ain't exactly airtight. It's cold in here, so I drop a match into that old colony Mennonite. And man, the weather sure turns fast. Well, here in these poplar woods, well, I'm easy to find. I can't get far enough away to the life that's on my mind. And still I wonder where that trail leads. The wood pops and the fire catches and warms the air at last. Alone in a cabin with snowshoes and caribou racks. Well, the tools of the trade are hung like stories on the wall, and all the folks who could have been here, I wish I could meet 'em all. I'd sit and listen to the stories that they tell to me, and kerosene lamps light the way at night, or a candle keeps you close in the soft moonlight. To mind the chill, there's always the bare skin. The wood pops and the fire catches and warms the air at last. Alone in a cabin of snowshoes and caribou racks. The wood pops and the fire catches and warms the air at last. Alone in a cabin with snowshoes and caribou racks.
Sweet. Quinton Blair. Christmas Cafe. Quinton, thanks for sharing your music with us.
Thanks for having me in.
I feel like I'm in a cabin. I feel like I'm kind of warm in a cabin, you know?
Put some coffee
with
on, eh?
snowshoes and caribou racks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
we'd love to have you. We'll have you back again for sure. And,
Wonderful.
And as I just want to say, as we look into the future for you, do you look ahead to spring and summer with
Always.
sort of busy
It's always
season and
16
for your
months
music?
ahead.
And
Yeah.
I bet you're working ahead. And most recently, you were at Manitoba Country Music Awards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah,
time getting
yeah.
all of us country artists into the same room together
Yeah,
and
right
kind of
on.
celebrating that. But yeah.
Nice. Well, country music's been good to you, and you're good to it, and we thank you for sharing it with us.
Thanks so much.